let's cut straight to it. You've been hoarding your pulse, saving your pity, and now you're staring down the barrel of one of the most brutal gotcha discussions in Wuthering Waves history. Do you pull Yuno, the new healer buffer nuker hybrid, or do you wait for the stylish sword-swinging Giwan in 2.7? Or maybe do you gamble it all on the burning hype machine herself, Galbrena? This isn't just a matter of taste, it's about future-proofing your account, and if you make the wrong move, you might find yourself crying in the top floor of the middle tower of Adversity, while everyone else speedruns with fireworks. Yo, welcome back to the channel. Kamusta po sa inyong lahat? Three powerful arrivals are on the horizon in Wuthering Waves, each threatening to bend the meta in their own way. Leading the charge in the second phase of version 2.6 is Yuno, the Arrow headliner, already hyped as the next waifu to shake up comps. Next, in version 2.7 comes Galbrena, the much anticipated fusion queen, firing up expectations with every teaser. And finally, there's Qiuyuan, the wildcard whose element may be Arrow or Electro but whose impact is guaranteed to spark debates. Together, they're set to crowd the roster even further while giving players some of the toughest pull decisions yet. The question isn't if they are worth pulling, but if you have what it takes to pull them. Fortunately, you can avail of discounted top-ups without having to give away your password. Loot Bar now has a do-it-yourself self-top-up for Wuthering Waves that you can do right on mobile. You can save up to 21% in discounts, even more if you use my link in the description. It's fast, secure, and cheaper than in-game top-ups. Trusted by the community with excellent reviews. Top up your Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, HSR, and Zenless Zone Zero with Loot Bar, and grab an extra 10% discount through my link in the description. Now, back to the video. Yuno is about to drop in the second half of the current patch, and she's not playing around either. On paper, she's labeled as a support and healer, but let's be real. Her kit screams selfish carry with bonus party utility is sprinkled on top. Her heavy attack buffs sit at a whopping 50%, which immediately makes Giwan mains perk up. And yes, she has an all damage buff, but it comes with the catch of constantly refreshing shields, which right now only syncs properly with Augusta. Her constellations don't help her reputation either. For a so-called support, her upgrades are blatantly self-centered, designed to boost her own damage ceiling. Sure, she throws a team-wide shield and a Blessings of the Wand Lights buff that only Augusta cares about. But let's not pretend this isn't Yuno flexing for herself. If you run Augusta, she's basically Mortifi 2.0 but better, juicing up Augusta's nukes to absurd levels. Augusta already deletes content with Mortifi and Shorekeeper, but slap Yuno in and you're not just clearing, you're erasing existence. If your roster leans Augusta, you already know who you're pulling. But then, there's Giwan, slated for 2.7, a sword-wielding arrow unit who looks like he just walked out of an art book titled I Am the Cooler Giwan. His role is still wrapped in mystery. The rumor mill can't decide if he's a buffer, a DPS, or some strange hybrid. Early theories had him pegged as an Electro sub-DPS for Augusta, but that got tossed out once it became clear he's Arrow. His drip marketing drops the line, one strike to settle it all, which sounds less like a support and more like a headline for a carry. Suddenly, the question starts piling up. Is he a main DPS meant to rival or even replace Giwan? Or is he another heavy attack scaling unit with a shield that constantly refreshes who sneaks his way into Yuno's buff zone? If the latter, then pulling Yuno almost forces you to consider saving for him, because the synergy potential is too obvious to ignore. And if he ends up being a main DPS with a shield mechanic baked into his kit, well, that's even more fuel for the fire. And then, there's Galbrena, the mysterious fireworks factory. She is a pistol-wielding fusion unit, and the whispers say her kit revolves around her resonance skill fueling a devastating burst. The comparison to Changli are unavoidable, but let's be honest, Changli has been struggling to keep up with the new wave of DPS monsters. If Galbrena is positioned as her direct upgrade, she's instantly a must-pull for anyone still trying to make Changli work. Pair her with Brant and Lupa, and suddenly you're looking at resonance skill buffs stacking into a burst window that could make even the proudest DPS mains jealous. She's not just bringing style, she's potentially rewriting the fusion meta. And if that burst scaling is as cracked as people are hoping, she might be the first pistol unit that feels truly meta-defining. So, who do you pull? If you've got Augusta or Giwan, then Yuno is your safest bet. She's going to buff, heal, and still dish out serious damage while turning Augusta into a nuclear warhead. If your account is stacked with Brant and Lupa but you're missing Changli, or you're tired of watching her get outpaced, Galbrena is waiting with open arms. And if you're already eyeing Yuno, keep your pulse warm for Giwan, because whether he's a main DPS or a shield buffing support, his synergy with her feels almost guaranteed. This patch makes patience harder than ever. Pull too early and you could miss a future meta staple, but wait too long and you'll regret not playing with the broken unit that's already here. The real question is how these three affect the creeping rise in resonator damage. Power creep has been mild so far, yet the pace of gameplay is clearly speeding up, and these newcomers will only accelerate it. That's the thrill and curse of gacha. Every decision feels like wagering your soul. Which gamble are you willing to live with? And if you need to top up to chase them, don't forget to check the link in my description for loot bar and save an extra 10%. If this video resonated with you, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more drops. And don't skip slapping that notification bell so you won't miss out on my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Maraming salamat po, and I will see you in the next video drop. Goodbye.